Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I am back with another video, and this time we'll be doing a feel on this extra long set of nails. So as always, the first thing that we're doing is just going in with a pair of nippers to remove the bling. Next we're going to go in with a extra coarse drill bit to remove the colored acrylic. As you guys know, whenever we use colored acrylic, we do a base of the clear acrylic, then we do the color acrylic on top, and then we do another layer of the clear acrylic to encapsulate the colored acrylic. So whenever it's time to do a feel, we can just simply file away the colored acrylic, and then we'll still have that clear acrylic underneath. So again, we're just going in with an extra coarse drill bit to remove all of the colored acrylic. It is going to take quite a bit longer than usual to get all of this off, but again, it's really good to do clear underneath. That way we could always just go in and change the design next time that they come. But she did come in, I think it was 3 weeks since I did these nails. And she did come in because she broke 2 of her nails, which are this one, this ring finger and the middle finger. And then on those, I didn't do the clear underneath. So that's why I'm going to be leaving those like that. But the rest, I will be able to remove all of the colored acrylic. So once we're done filing away all of the colored acrylic, I'm going in with a cuticle pusher and we're just pushing back those cuticles. Remember that this just exposes the new growth and also helps with reducing lifting. After we finish pushing back the cuticles on all of the nails, we're going to be removing the shine from the natural nail. Alrighty, so now we're going to go in with a 180 sanding band to remove the shine from the natural nail. Remember that when we're doing this, we're literally just removing the shine. We're not filing to thin down the nail. We literally just have to get rid of those oils from the natural nail, because if not, we will get lifting. So this is a step that you do not want to skip at all, because I promise you, your nails will not last, not even a few days, if you do not remove the shine from the natural nail. And then after we do this on all of the nails, we're going to go ahead and move on to the acrylic application. After we're finished removing the shine, we're going to go ahead and dust the nails off, and then we're going to go in with the primer. As always, I'm using the OPI Bondex and I'm just applying it on the natural nail. Be sure not to get it on the skin, because if you do and they have any little cuts, it will burn them. And after this, we're going to go ahead and start the acrylic application. I do want to let you guys know that while I was recording this video, I received a call and I thought I pressed record again and I didn't. So you're going to be missing a big chunk of this hand, but it's going to be the same thing on the other hand, so you still be able to see the entire process. But we're going to be doing a two-toned ombre. Some of the colored acrylics that I'm using are by Mia's Secret, and then others are from Nail Supply Glamour. I think on these, I think the pink, the orange, the red, and I think those are by Nail Supply Glamour. And then the two greens, which is the neon yellow, or actually the neon yellow and the green and the pink, no, I don't know, but again, they're either by Nail Supply Glamour or Mia's Secret. And then the pink that I'm using, the cover pink that I'm using, is by Mia's Secret in the color Cover Rose. And then of course I'm going in with my Mia's Secret pink to encapsulate them. So remember that when you're doing this, it's really important that first, before you apply the colored acrylics, that you fill the nail in with the regular acrylic, which for me would be the Mia's Secret pink. And then you apply the colored acrylic. That way next time when they come in, we can just file away the colored acrylic again, and then we'll still have that clear acrylic underneath, or pink, or whatever color you use. But once we get to the other hand, I'm going to explain the process a little bit better, just because we missed a big chunk of the video on this hand, or really I can explain it here. So again, we just do a bead of the Mia's Secret pink acrylic at the back of the nail closer to the cuticle area. And then I'm going in with my first color, which is this neon yellow by Mia's Secret. And once we get that one on the tip, we're going to go ahead and apply the next color, which the next one is also going to be by Mia's Secret. And I'll be sure to leave the link in the description to those collections, because they come in collections. So make sure that when you're applying colored acrylic, that it's not patchy. A lot of colored acrylics sometimes are patchy, so make sure that if they're pretty translucent, that you apply enough acrylic. That way it doesn't look patchy, because I know I had that problem with the red one, which was by Nail Supply Glamour, but that was the only one. But anyways, once we get the two colors blended really well, we're going to go in with the Mia's Secret Rose at the back. So as you can see, it is a two-toned ombre, and it's the same for all of the nails, except for, of course, we're using different colors. And then once we get the Mia's Secret Rose at the back, of course, we're going to go in with the Mia's Secret Pink, or you can use a clear, whatever you prefer. And that's just going to help encapsulate both of the color, or really all three of the colors together. That way, whenever we come back to file, we're not going to be filing away any of the colored acrylic, because if not, the colors will look patchy, because you will be filing away that acrylic. But of course, whenever you're applying the acrylic, make sure that you're cleaning around the cuticle area really good, and also making sure that you're wiping off your brush a lot on a paper towel, because that colored acrylic gets stuck to your brush very easily. Alrighty, so the same process for the other hand. The only thing is we're switching the colors around. So if the color was at the top first, now it's going to be at the bottom, if that makes sense. So like for this pinky, we're doing the red at the tip, and then the pink right behind it, and then the cover rose, of course, at the same place. But again, remember that when you're doing this, especially when you're working with any colored acrylics, whether it's a cover color or just a regular color, you want to make sure that you are wiping off your brush a lot when you're working, and also that you're using really good paper towels, because if not, that acrylic is going to get stuck to your brush, and then it's just going to keep building on your brush and building up, and then it's going to be really hard to have a smooth application because your brush is going to be dirty. So again, it's going to be the same process over and over again on the rest of the nails. We're just switching the colors around, but it's the same process. So again, we do the Mia Secret pink acrylic to fill in the nail, and then we start applying the colored acrylics. We start at the tip and work our way to the back where the cuticle area is. And once we have those colored acrylics down, we come back in with the Mia Secret pink, or of course you could use a clear, and we just encapsulate the colored acrylics. Again, the reason why I do this is because if not, when we come back to file the nails, most likely we could file away the colored acrylic, and it's gonna make it look really patchy. So make sure that you encapsulate it, whether you're using a Mia Secret pink, whether you're using a clear, it doesn't matter what you use, but you do want to make sure that you encapsulate the colors. And then of course, just like any other time, make sure that when you're doing acrylic nails that you have a nice apex, which is what holds your nail together. Basically, if you were to hit your nail on something, it's not going to break off too easily, because that's where the nail gets its strength from. But if your nail is really flat, then most likely if you hit it on something, it will break off because it has no strength. So we're just going to go ahead and continue the set. Again, this is a two-tone ombre, or actually three-tone ombre, because we're doing the two colors at the tip and then the cover rose at the back. But once we're done with this, we're going to move on to the next step. Alrighty, so once we finish applying the acrylic, we're going to go ahead and move on to the filing part. So as always, we're just going in with a 100 nail file to reshape the nails. We're doing the pinky stiletto and then the rest coffin. So of course, we're filing at a 45-degree angle on the sides and a 90-degree angle at the free edge to make sure that they're really straight. And also make sure that when you're doing really long nails like this, that you hold the tip when you're filing, especially when you file the free edge, because you don't want their finger just moving all over the place. But again, 45-degree angle on the sides and a 90-degree angle at the free edge, making sure that your file is really straight. And also make sure that when you're working, whether it's you applying the acrylic, filing the nails, shaping the nails, you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what you're doing, because I've literally seen people like shaping the nails and they're like looking away, talking to other people, and then they're not watching their shape change. So then that's how you get those crooked nails or uneven nails. So make sure that when you're filing the nails, you'll be able to see how your shape is changing. You know, you don't want to leaning more to one side than the other because it's going to be crooked. So make sure that you pay attention to what you're doing and you do this about the same amount of files on each side. If it looks like it's leaning over to the right side, then of course you would file on that right side to even it out and make it straight, of course. So again, we're just going to continue to reshape the nails, and then after that we're going to move on to the filing part. Alrighty, so after we finish reshaping the nails, we're going in with a fine drill bit, and this drill bit is by McCart. And as always, we start around the cuticle area on the right side, going over to the left side, just going back and forth until you're able to see where the cuticle is, where the natural nail is, and where the acrylic is. That way you know that the acrylic is not on the skin. And then of course, just filing the rest of the nail to make sure that it's all nice and smooth. And then also I do want to go ahead and mention that it is time for me, or that I know that it's time for me to get a new drill bit, because I can tell that it's taking me a little bit longer to be able to file around that cuticle area. It's like it's kind of starting to get dull and it's just not doing its job how it's supposed to be. So I've already ordered a new one. The new one that I got is still going to be a ceramic fine drill bit, except for this time I ordered it, or actually I ordered it on Amazon as well, except for this time it's the Pana brand. So I'll be testing that one out, just because the McCart one, it only comes in a set of 4, and I only use the fine one, so I didn't want to have to get, you know, 4 other ones or 3 other ones and only use one out of the package. But I'll, you know, let you guys know whenever it comes in the mail so we can try it out and see how good it is. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and finish off filing the nails. Again, you start around the cuticle area, filing from the right side over to the left side, going back and forth, and then also just filing the rest of the nail. And remember that when you're filing around the cuticle area, it's really important that you take your time when you're doing it, because if you leave any little gap between the natural nail and the acrylic, water will get trapped under there, and it's going to cause your nail to lift, and you could possibly get a greenie. So it's really important that you focus around that cuticle area to prevent that. So after we finish filing all of the nails, we're going to go in with the buffer, and we're just going to be buffing the nails really good. Remember that when we're doing this is just making sure that the nails are really nice and smooth. It's going to get rid of any of those scratches left on the nail from the e-file or the hand file. And then also, as always, I make sure that I go back and fill on the nail with my thumb to make sure that it's nice and smooth. If not, I go in and buff a little bit more. But this is one step that you do not want to skip. You want to make sure that you always buff those nails, because if not, you will be able to see those scratches through the polish. Alrighty, so after we're finished buffing the nails, we're just going to go in and just, of course, dust them off. And then we're just going in with an alcohol wipe to wipe away any of the dust on the nails. And then after this, we're just going to be applying some bling. So I'm using the Soleil Nail Bling Adhesive. And then I'm using my wax pencil, and we're using the SS6 Bling. And we're just going to apply those around the cuticle area. And we're going to do that on each finger. And then also we're going to go in with a matte top coat. And for that, we're going to be using the Elite 99 matte top coat, which is one of my favorite matte top coats because I've used different ones before and it's not like really matte, and that one is like really matte. So that's the one that I'm going to be using, and that one you can just find on Amazon for really cheap. I'll be sure to leave it down in the description. But again, I'm using the Soleil nail adhesive or bling adhesive. I can't remember what exactly it's called, but we're just applying it around the cuticle area and applying the SS6 bling with the wax pencil, and we're going to do that on each nail. Alrighty, so I sprayed the nails with the Mia Secret Gel Resin Activator, and then now I'm going in with the Elite 99 Matte Top Coat, and then we're going to be curing this for 60 seconds under the UV lamp and let them cure. And then afterwards we're going to come back and just wipe away that sticky layer that the matte top coat leaves, and that'll be it. Alrighty y'all, so here is the final look. They turned out really pretty, really nice and bright, and honestly I'm loving how they look with the matte look. I didn't think it was gonna look this good, but they turned out really pretty. So as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at GetNo32, and I'll see you guys next time.